The point is that we've been like really deeply brainwashed, not just in our own lives, but like our ancestors were brainwashed for many generations, okay? We were brainwashed out of like a God-centered worldview into this materialistic one. In your day-to-day life, you're very God-centered and everything, and then you go to the doctor and you kind of like forget how centered you were. God is in control of everything, right? And his reason for creating human beings is to draw them nearer to him. The purpose of mankind's existence, it's not just to like play around and have fun and, you know, enjoy yourself and then die and go to heaven, right? There's a reason, right? And it's a very, very meaningful existence, and there is good and evil, and it is a test, and you can pass or fail, and you can do the right thing, the wrong thing. It wouldn't be fair if there wasn't ongoing feedback all the time. You ask people, like, is pain good or bad, right? Like, all pain is meant to do is prevent you from getting hurt, right? So the earlier you realize that the thing that's uncomfortable or painful is just trying to protect me, it's trying to tell me something, it's trying to say, hey, get away from that thing that's actually harming you. So the pain is your friend, the pain is the messenger. So if you have a king in a castle and, you know, somebody comes running up, there's barbarians at the gate, and he kills the messenger because he doesn't like to hear the message. Like, that's foolish, right? And yet that's what we do in modern medicine and in a lot of traditional medicine, which has been misinterpreted.
Throughout history, in every generation, there's a group of men, women, and children who are able to see the world in a way that others do not. They see answers when others see problems. They see hope when others see despair. They stand up to tyrants when others cower in fear. We are in search of this generation's Copernicus, Galileo, Harriet Tubman, Joan of Arc. Those who take a stand for justice, walk boldly in faith, and find solutions that are outside of the box. Those who are willing to lay their lives on the line for truth, will never compromise, back down, or give in. Men and women of character and grit, living fearlessly in the face of tyranny.
And don't let anybody ever tell you that it's white or black. Christ belongs to all people. He belongs to the whole world.
Join us for deep discussions and hard-hitting conversations with the who's who, the best and the brightest minds on the front line. Welcome to The Outliers, today's world changers. Hey guys, welcome back to Resistant Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. We had a conversation with Dr. Syed Haider. He called in via Zoom to encourage Patriot Gallery in the protocol that Dr. Shabaz, which you can find through mygotodoc.com/Hakim. Dr. Shabaz had done a consultation with Patriot Gallery about 10 months ago, would you say? And there was so much in that protocol, and she was able to do some of it, but not all of it. And we were texting Dr. Haider an update on Patriot Gallery and how well she was doing, but here were some of the things that still are lagging and whatever. And he said, if she would be willing to talk to me, I would love to talk to her. And we said, okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much. And then Patriot Gallery was like, well, but wait, because she always wants you guys to get the same information that we have. She says, but if you're going to schedule a call with him, can we just record it and then everybody else gets the information? So I presented that idea to Dr. Haider, and of course he was gracious enough to say yes. And so what you're about to watch is that conversation. It's not just a personal conversation because we went into it knowing that it was going to be a program that we were going to share with you guys, but it is still, I think, almost exactly how the conversation would have gone if you guys weren't going to be privy to the actual event. So I'm really excited for you guys to listen to this because you're going to be encouraged, you're going to be uplifted, and there's so much God throughout everything that Dr. Haider was talking about. What do you think, Leah?
I think you guys are going to be very encouraged. So please watch this episode and
share
it and take, and this is what I tell people, take the messages that the God is speaking to you and allow it to bring health and healing to you. Not everybody is going to be able to contact Dr. Shabaz. And if everybody in the world did, he wouldn't have the time to do it. So God has a plan for each and every one of you. And it could be that many of you, if you're having, some issues, or maybe you're not having some issues, you want to prevent some issues, maybe you are going to contact Dr. Shabaz. Maybe you need to have encouragement to know that you can do a lot of these different protocols to help detox your system. And maybe you just needed to hear that God loves you and he has a wonderful plan for your life, and that there is a system of rewards and punishments when we're trusting in the God of the universe, and that he has things in nature that have been stolen from us. Yeah. So sometimes we need to replace those the best way that we can. And I think the one thing I hope that you walk away with, whether you contact a Shabazz or whether you go through some of the protocols or whether you just do some changes in your own life, is that you'll do your best. Everything that God has given you to do, you'll do, and then you'll go that little extra mile. And you'll say, okay, God, what do you want me to do here? How do you want me to fix not just my body? And I hope that you walk away that this is not a program about your body, but your soul.
That's good. Exactly.
And in essence, everything that we do should draw us closer to God. And we want to, live here as long as we can. But, there are always kind of extenuating circumstances,
that are sometimes
and there's some things beyond our control.
Yeah.
And he kept emphasizing that you have to trust God with a lot of these things.
Yeah.
This is beyond my control. This is beyond my control. This is beyond my control, but I'm going to do everything that you've given me to do, and then I'm going to trust that you're going to do the rest.
Amen. That's right. So without further ado, here's your inside sneak peek to a very wonderful and encouraging and uplifting and very educational conversation between Dr. Syed Haider, Leah, and myself, and even our mom, Patriot Gallery, which is really exciting. All right. Enjoy.
For our viewers that are watching and people that, contact you for help, and I know that, Dr. Shabazz is amazing. Who should be contacting him, and just anybody or people with like major medical health
anyone,
issues?
Right?
And what does that look like?
Literally, if you have no health problems, if you think you have no health problems, that would be like the best time to contact him, because the protocol is going to be a lot easier, and you're going to get rid of the future medical problems, because we're all headed for future medical problems. What people have to understand is that we are, like, the people who are sick are the canaries in the coal mine. They are warning you, get out before it's too late, okay? Which means get the stuff out of you that is already in you. The disease, seeds of the disease are already there. Everyone, okay? Everyone has microplastics. Everyone has heavy metals. Everyone has all sorts of junk, okay? From the terrible things humanity's done to this world that God gave them, perfect. We've destroyed it with hubris and with greed. And so everyone is affected, okay? So like the punishment is hitting everyone, to get the best amongst them to wake up and realize what's going on and finally warn everyone else. Hey,
but who should call you?
I fixed it. Yeah. I fixed it. Even though I haven't been able to change the entire world, I'm able to at least exclude myself from the harm of it. I can help you. And then the more people who help themselves get better, the more the momentum builds, because more people understand just how bad it is because of how much work it took to fix it at a deep level, right? More people understand just how bad all this stuff really is. And then finally you change all of it, right? Like the pendulum swings back in the other direction and the whole society changes, God willing, that's already happening. But we need to, ask ourselves, what part do I play in God's plan? And if you understand what I'm talking about.
There's a mark on you of an honest man, because when COVID hit, you didn't try and lie and cover things up. And like when I'm almost dying, you were the man. You were the man. I mean, I like Shabazz, everything like that, but I know you to be an honest man, and you saved thousands, tens of thousands of lives. And so I don't want you being shortchanged. And we always say, go to my
go-to doc.
I mean, we tell everybody that. And I figured you've already learned a lot from him too. It's just like an apprentice.
So that was my mom's question. She said, who should go to you? So from a logistics standpoint, because I know for everybody, I'll do our little intro at the end. This was a personal call between Dr. Haider and Patriot Gallery, and then Lee and I, obviously, but it seems such a waste, obviously, to not go ahead and record it, because I knew it was going to be this good. But back to the logistics, Dr. Haider, we send everybody to My Go-To Doc. Now, we often send everybody to My Go-To Stack. We can talk about that in 1 second, but let's just talk about My Go-To Doc. First of all, not everybody's going to contact Dr. Shabazz, but they can. How do they do that? And then I want to talk about who else should go to just My Go-To Doc. So how do we get to Dr. Shabazz from My Go-To Doc?
Yeah, so it's mygotodoc.com/Hakim, which is spelled Hakim. And, all healing modalities, or what appear to be healing modalities, exist on a spectrum from the deepest healing, which I think is what Shabazz will give you, but it comes at a price. Okay. It's not all monetary price. Okay, it's the bigger price is like you being willing to do all the work. It's not easy. It's hard work. Like literally, I spend hours a day doing what he told me to do. In between them, there's a whole spectrum of things, of less ideal than what Shabaz offers to more harmful on the other end. So on one end is like pharmaceuticals are pretty harmful, and very little apparent benefit. But like this whole spectrum of things that look like they're helping you, they are all of them start to finish band-aids, except for the one thing which actually fixes you, which is what Shabaz is trying to get people to do.